and a half like they did during the first half last night.
Cavaliers win the tip. They'll have the ball to start the fourth quarter as well. And on the first possession, a steal for Paul George and the Clippers. George runs the show ahead to Zoo. Swivels away from the defense in transition and lays it in.
Pretty
off of the screen, misfires from distance, and the Clippers have the loose ball.
Morris has had very active hands against Kevin Love. He does not want him to swing in and jump up to shoot that jumper, so he's got his hands.
A dominant win in which they led by as many as 36. George into traffic, loses the ball. And Drummond sends it ahead to Winston Garland. To Sexton to the rim and lays it in. I think it's Darius Garland, his father wins. And Zubac gobbles up another rebound. George spins away from Drummond, gets the contact, counted on a foul. 4 points for Drummond out of the 8 scored for Cleveland. Zubac down the lane and down the hatch again. Ivica Zubac with 6 points. Of course, in 2016, winning a championship, I'm going to guess, and you know this town better than I do, he doesn't have to buy a meal the rest of his life here in the great city of Cleveland.
No, I think he'll be able to get into most places. Reservations won't be that hard for him, and the check may not.
Second turnover for the Clippers in this first quarter. Drummond for 3. That's a win for the defense. He has hit a few of those this year. That is exactly what you want him to do, especially early on in the clock, and that's exactly what you want that guy to do. Paul George rips the
over the half-court line. The defense goes up and meets it. The problem nowadays, they set those high screens, and then like Paul George is wide open. You see Drummond there trying to force his way, powers. You can see that Drummond is an unselfish player. He's willing to give it up, just like Zoo. You cut hard, you're open, they'll get it to you.
George runs over Drummond as we have the second 3.
Zoo needed to switch out on that one. He got out there a little bit late. Love had released it already.
George gets a little bit of freedom. 3 horseshoes off the rim. You mentioned Marcus' agent process was to Kawhi Leonard. Our second was to Marcus Morris. It didn't work out in July. It's worked out perfectly here in February, and the Clippers are stacked for a nice little run as Paul George, Thompson sandwiched in between a couple of defenders, and Paul George comes away with the loose ball.
Because Trez's body, we see him run the middle of the floor. Beautiful pass, catch, and finish right there.
Has it for the Clippers as the Cavaliers go from offense to defense. George, corner 3, book it for Paul George, and the Clippers lead once again by 23.
We're seeing the ball movement that Doc Rivers continues to preach to his team. When you pass the ball, share the ball, you get open looks.
One-handed rebound inside for George.
It was Drummond that got that long arm up there. And I would say he's been encouraged by Coach Bainline since he's come in here that we shoot threes. If you're a big man and you're open, we believe in it. You'll get better at it.
George for 3, retaliates. George walled off by Drummond, lurking in the paint, so he steps back and fires a contested 3. Long rebound added. More three-point shooting. It could happen. George, a step away 3 on cue. 69. Drummond kicks it to Shamet, a catch and shoot 3. And a great outlet by Kevin Love. We've seen that since his days in Westwood. Can't get it to go. Love loses his footing. Shamet gets the ball, drives and dishes to George. He's in attack mode late in the clock. Kevin Love snatches. Osman down the lane, the drive and the dish to Garland for 3. 10 minutes to play in the third. Own rebound, powers it up. Zubac defending the iron, not this time. Shamet to a wide open Paul George for 3, bucket.
Kyrie along with LeBron, and then when things just weren't going right, they released David West. Ron Lue had to step into that situation, did a magnificent job.
Well, they fired Glass.
They have to make very difficult decisions sometimes.
Love for 3. One of the best things he did says he's one of the most proud of anyways. Shaman rises for a three, in and out. Was during game. 6:39 to play in the third. Whistle and an offensive foul against the Clippers.
So as a result, if he opted out, what are they going to do with the $28 million? What are they going to do with the money that they have under the cap?
George for three after the turnover. To play in the third. Pass intercepted by Morris. Ahead to George, fouled by Osman to slow down the fast break.